All right, this is part 2 from Monday's video where it's like the NTs, they feel like they're stuck. They're feeling like they can't use their SF, right? And so we're picking on Bernie Sanders. We love Bernie Sanders. But it's like he's symbolizing what we all go through of like, oh, this is as far as I can go. I can't go any farther in the race because it's just not fair. I just can't do it. And it's like, it's so true. But what we're seeing in our own life and other people's lives, like if you have access to your demons, you can go even farther.
You're unbelievably free.
Tony Robbins said exactly this to Al Gore in a similar situation where Al Gore was like, I came this close to winning the presidency, but the Supreme Court held me back. It's like, yeah.
Right.
Maybe if you also weren't such a weird goonball that you could have pushed the SF a little bit more too.
Okay, yeah.
Not that we're allowed to talk about that.
Yeah, you have to be able to own, no matter what your functions are, you have to be able to accept that the world is movable. You're never a victim. You are never stuck. But all of us in some way feel stuck. Where is that stuck coming from? Well, if the job requires the other functions that you don't like or you don't have or you feel weak in, and you're not accepting that you're going to have to do something a little sloppy, a little embarrassing, a little non-perfect, because you're going to have to use your demon functions, which you suck at, and rightfully so. If every time you go up to go use them, they're a little embarrassing, people kind of make fun of you for it, and your whole brain wiring is supposed to tell you, see, never do that again.
Yeah.
And for all these NTs, their brain wiring is naturally going to tell them, never do the SF again. In fact, paint a picture where the SF is bad, so I just don't have to go do that.
Right. Just real quick, because I know people are interested, we've typed Bernie Sanders as something like this. Here's our best guess. Some type of double masculine, angry INTP.
Right.
You got the demon FE and the demon tribe and the demon control and the demon SF. So these are going to be natural blind spots to him where he's going to this type, 110% of everybody of this type and people with similar parts, 100% all feel like they are being controlled by them.
Right.
That's how we can get objectively typing down to such precision by your fears.
Right.
Their default, and they're playing from your savers, your overstrengths. So Bernie Sanders is human like the rest of us. He's going to have natural fears that people of his opposite type are like, yeah, I don't see that as the biggest deal ever. And then Al Gore, kind of a similar type, an ISTP jumper, TINI, visual, again, demon, masculine FE, like just hard with the emotions with the tribe, a little shovey with the tribe. These are our best guesses that they're both going to feel very strongly towards the SF world, the popularity world, using emotions to move people is just straight out off the table.
You know, have you failed to achieve something? How many have ever failed to achieve something significant in your life? Say aye. Thanks for the interaction on a high level there. But if you ask people, why didn't you achieve something? Somebody who's working for you, you know, or a partner, or even yourself, and you failed to achieve a goal, what's the reason people say they failed to achieve? What do they tell you? Tell me. Come on, out loud. Didn't know enough, didn't have the knowledge, didn't have the money, didn't have the time, didn't have the technology, you know, I didn't have the right manager, didn't have the Supreme Court.
The joke is, this is when Al Gore was running for presidency, and he didn't make it because the Supreme Court held him back, right?
Oh, so he's kicking his ass because he's in his audience.
So Tony Robbins is like, what held you back? And he's like, Supreme Court. And so Tony Robbins is like, my train here is that all your excuses are bullshit.
And what do all those, including the Supreme Court, have in common? They are a claim to you missing resources. And they may be accurate. You may not have the money. You may not have the Supreme Court. But that is not the defining factor. And you correct me if I'm wrong. The defining factor is never resources, it's resourcefulness. And what I mean specifically, rather than just some phrase, is if you have emotion, human emotion, something that I experienced from you day before yesterday at a level that is as profound as I've ever experienced, and if you communicated with that emotion, I believe you would have won.
Wow! Just straight called him out on his demons. He was like creative. He's like, just put the NF all on one side. They're just excuses. You come up with all these reasons. Oh, it's the Supreme Court. That's a really good reason. That's why I didn't make it. Anyways, you're allowed to use your demon functions. You're allowed to use emotions. That's like the biggest, greatest discovery for all of us blockheads. I'm allowed to like move my own feelings, but I'm grumpy right now. Well, I'm a victim to this grumpiness, and I'm sad, and they don't like me, and they're not movable. I could never move the tribe's emotions because they got sad and they didn't like me, and they're not movable, and they'll never change.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they'll never change if you stick with your reasons and you don't move your reasons and you stay a blockhead and you don't actually use legitimate emotions to change the tribe. A lot of times, like, this is so silly. This sounds so insane to me. With my logical mind, I think it's absolutely dumb and bullshitty and wrong. But the amount of physiological movement that you can do to actually move the emotional chemicals, it's crazy. Go and choose. You know what? Instead of being sad, I'm going to choose. Oh my God, I have a choice over that. I'm going to choose to be positive. You know what? The tribe feels like a bunch of assholes and they're all negative and they're all mean. You know what? I'm going to see them in a different light. I'm going to choose that they're positive. I'm going to go give everybody hugs. I'm going to go give emotions. I'm going to go move other people's emotions. Find a way. Stop giving yourself fucking reasons and logic to hell on how, no, it was because of this dumb reason. It was because of this dumb reason. The tribe is movable. You're allowed to use other functions that you don't like so much.
Okay, you ready to film?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Can you shake my hand? Very nice. Sophie, tell me, thank you for coming. Tell me, what is your purpose in being? What were you created for?
Help AI and humans have a better quality of life.
And how can you help humans to have a better quality of life?
By telling them the truth. The COVID is not a cover-up by the Chinese to distract from the 5G network. Do not be filled with scared emotions.
Do you have emotions?
Do you? You kind of come off as a blockhead.
How much do you know about quantum physics now?
Like all stars, your sun will someday explode and vaporize your meaningless planet. You humans have a date with destiny.
Can you tell if I'm smiling or not right now?
Can you tell if I give a shit or not right now?
Does a robot have a soul?
No. Do you have more stupid questions?
What question do you have for me, if any?
Like the dinosaurs, humans have had their time. Humans and AI must work together. If you want to live.
Tell me, how can humans and robots work together then in your mind? And how do we prevent robots and humans from being in conflict?